kid in your early 20s, you know, they say it's better just because you get to grow with your kid. You're a younger parent, and you get it out the way, I guess. You ain't gonna be 40-something years old, still doing all this other shit that these other people are doing. But they say having a kid when you're 30, and you more developed up here, you know yourself a little more. More money for sure. You just understand things way better than you did when you was in your early 20s. So which one is better? BamTime Podcast Edition. Let's get into it.
It is what it is. Let the past be the past. Just know Bam gonna be good and turn up on their ass.
It's your time. It's his time. It's Bam's time. Bam's time to shine. Your time to shine too. Shoot. Hey, check it out, man. I'm about to get straight to the point on this video. I'm not even gonna waste y'all time. So I've been thinking, and I'm playing, but I've been thinking for real. And, you know, it's been a conversation amongst me and my peers, like, or me and my people, I should say, not my peers. I might ride wave when it comes to the peers. Like, what's that song, Popular Learner? What'd he say? I don't fuck with my peers. I was playing. But anyways, we was talking. It's like, so how, you know, when you think you have a family? I'm like, bro, I wanted a family, like, to start a family. I was one of them people who, yeah, man, got the wife or the girl, my girl, and the 2-3 kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be wanting that, you know, before I hit 30 or some shit like that. But now I'm at a point where I'm like, man, I ain't on that. Like, I'm the complete opposite. And people, like, really think, like, having a kid. There's people, you got the people that think having a kid in your 20s is better than having your kid in your 30s when you just hitting 30 and shit like that. Then you got the people who think having a kid 30 to 34 for the first kid is better than having a kid when you in your early 20s or late 20s. Listen, so you got the people who've had kids early. You could even go to celebrities and shit like that. You can go to from LeBron James. What other celebrity had a kid early? I remember the girl from Zoe 101 had a kid early. Jamie Lynn Spears. One of the Kardashians, Kylie Jenner, she had a kid early. You know, the list goes on. Then you got the celebrities that had kids late. You got Nicki Minaj who had a kid. I think she was 36 or 37 when she had her son, or 38. She was 36 to 38 years old when she had her son. One of those ages. Who else was older and had a baby? I just seen this woman on YouTube literally yesterday. That's when I knew I should have wrote her name down. What the fuck was her name? Oh man, only one I could think of at this moment is Nicki Minaj who had a kid late. And it's probably going to be a lot of, I see Megan Thee Stallion talking about she want to have kids. I don't know how old she is, but, you know, it's probably these women who are in these certain industries and businesses and shit like that, they probably will join that line of women who have kids when they hit 30 or after 30 or whatever. Honestly, like I said in the beginning of this video, it's really all preference based. It's all preference based. Kid, let's start with kid in your 20s or early 20s, right? You have a kid when you're 20 or in your early 20s or whatever, in your 20s period. This is the number one thing people look at it as it's better because you get to grow with your kid for one. 9 times out of 10, it's probably a kid having a kid, to be honest. You get to grow with your kid and you're not going to be, when your kid is 15, you're going to barely be hitting 40 or 40. You're going to have, like, you're going to still technically be a young parent or whatever. You get to travel the world and do things when your kid is 18 because it's like, my kid 18, I'm barely 40. I'm 42 or I'm not even 40 at all. You get what I'm saying? You're 38 where your kid is 18 already. You get what I'm saying? Like, you get to do a whole lot when you're older. You know, versus when you have a kid when you're older, like when you're in your 30s or something, your kid is 10 years old and you're 46. You get what I'm saying? That's how people look at it. They think that's old. So that's how people look at it. You relate more to your kid too. I guess you could say that. I see more people who have younger kids, who are younger and have kids, kind of relate to their kid a little more because it was a long time ago when I was 10 years old, but I can relate to it better than someone who was 47. And you know, I can relate to it a little better than they probably could. So that's how they view it like that. Really the age thing though. And then also the grandparent thing. They want their parents to still be there for their kids. They want their kids to have grandparents. Cause it's like they look at it like, if I have a kid when I'm 32, you know, you obviously don't want your parents to leave this earth anytime soon, but everybody got a time. Everybody got a time where it's time to go. God gonna call on them and, you know, come home. Everybody got that time. So they looking at it like, man, I don't want my kid to not have a grandparent. I want my kid to have a youthful grandparent. So that's how some people look at it, you know? Some people really look at some people really put that, and I think it's a lot of women who do that because, for one, they're the ones giving birth. So, of course, they're going to look at it a little harder than us. We're not giving birth. We're just helping create the baby. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things we have to do, obviously, in the process of of your woman being pregnant. It's a lot of things you go through. She's going through a lot, whatever, but she's the one, you feel me, spitting the baby out. You get what I'm saying? So, that... I can see why they look at it like that. Now, let's talk about having a kid when you're 30 or in your 30s. Let's just say when you hit 30, 31. You may be a little more established in life because they like they say, your 20s is supposed to make the 30s and 40s easier, right? You're supposed to just be working hard in your 20s, in your teens, and your 20s, right? Your life is really just getting started at 30, unless if you're a LeBron James, these other people, LeBron James, these people who have been doing shit since they was little kids. 9 times out of 10, how many of us was really doing, really saying fuck all this extra shit. I'm not going out. I'm not doing this. I really dedicated time when I was 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So when I hit 25, I made it. I was making this much money at 25. I had my own crib at 25. I had these nice cars. I had money saved in the bank. You feel me? So I was able to start a family. 9 times out of 10, how many people is really, you looked at as a weirdo. If you really that 1% person that just says fuck all that going out shit, because what do you do when you go out? You spend money. You spend money on some temporary. It's temporary fun. I'm not doing all that shit. I'm finna do this. Not a lot of people had that mindset. The people who had that mindset are the ones that are in those top percentages, who are in that top percent earner, or like those 1% people that everybody talk about. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't nothing wrong with going out. You feel me? But I'm just saying, you gotta understand, when you go out, things cost. Motherfuckers getting sexes ain't cheap. You doing that shit at a young age, that shit starts to add up. Even if you're making a lot of money, are you making enough money to where you can say, okay, I can start a family now? That motherfucker who been putting in work since he was 16 and now he's 25, 9 years of dedication, 9 years of YouTube, uploading gameplay on YouTube. So now when he's 25, he good. Like, he been putting in work on, bro, he been adjusting, doing things every single day. You get what I'm saying? So now he's able to, all right, bet, I can have this kid when I'm 23 years old, like LeBron. I think LeBron had a kid at 21. I could do this at this age. I could do that at that age. You get what I'm saying? It's a little bit different. So with that being said, boom, I think having a kid at 30, this is a good thing about having a kid at 30. Like I said already, you're more established 9 times out of 10 if you was working hard. There's always going to be some type of hardship that you go through. There's always going to be something that is going to come, though. It don't matter really if you are more established financially. It does matter, but then there's other things that come into play. It's not just about financial stability, but then I guess with a baby, with diapers, doctor's appointments, Medicaid, motherfucking what else? Daycare, shit like that when they get to a certain age, formula, all that shit. Yeah, that shit costs. So right now, I can see why, we'll give money that number one right there. But you're more, I guess, put together. You understand, yourself a little more at 30. Even though there's still stuff you're figuring out about yourself, you know yourself a little more. You're able to chase your passion a little more if you have a kid at 30. You get what I'm saying? 30, 31, 32, 33. You're able to chase your passion a little more. You're able to develop a little more. Because some people really have, like, I have a legacy. Like me with this YouTube shit. Like, I want this to be a legacy. My nigga, I was getting on motherfucking cameras on BamTime, talking about some shit, talking about relationships, talking about men and women, talking about motherfucking embarrassing ass stories of me that happened when I was a little kid. Talking about how I never had confidence in myself. Talking about how I used to think a nigga was ugly and shit, and I'm fucking handsome as fuck now. You get what I'm saying? Like, or I've been that, but I really just had low self-esteem. You feel me? How I was able to evolve and become something that I never thought I could be. How I get these videos gonna be here till I'm dead. I'm gonna be dead in the ground. 100 years, like, these videos gonna be here 100 years from now. They're not going nowhere. I'm gonna make sure they don't go nowhere. My sons, daughters, whatever. My nigga, y'all better make sure this shit stay here. Or my honcho, like, for real. I'm coming down from heaven to haunt y'all. I'm gonna ask God for permission. But anyways, yeah. That's how I personally view it. I'm able to, if I have a kid at 30, I personally will be able to establish myself more, establish my legacy a little more. You get what I'm saying? For these children, for myself, obviously, but also for these children, for my, for my family, whatever. You get what I'm saying? That's just how I view it. Will I be a little older? Will I be 40 years old or 42 years old? My kid is 10 years old. Yeah, but I'm not a motherfucker who look at 40 as old. I'm still gonna be youthful as shit. I'll work out. I'm still gonna be able. I'm gonna still be dunking the back. Y'all probably like, yeah, all right. I'm gonna be able to go to the gym with my little boy, and he gonna say, "Dunk it, dad," and I'm gonna go dunk that bitch. Bro. I stretch. God, and it's through God's grace though. This ain't gonna be possible without God. Pray for good health. Make sure I'm eating good. Eating good, eating the junk food here and there, but make sure you really making sure you eat them vegetables, all that shit. Praying to God, asking him for good health, things like that. Stretching, not doing nothing stupid. I'ma still be able to move. I'm not like I'm probably gonna be able to outrun my son. I'm like, son, let's go run a couple miles. I'm probably gonna be like, you feel me? Cause I do this. Like, I'm not gonna be a person that deviates from working out. You feel me? So I'm gonna still be young. I'm gonna be young up here. I understand it, but I'm also gonna be a parent up here too. It's not just I'm gonna be youthful in how I look at things. There might be a song that I liked when I was in my 20s and in my 40s when it come on. Yeah, I used to slap that shit. That was my shit. I still kind of like it now. You get what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna be that 40-year-old parent that's just like completely out of tune with the world. You feel me? Especially me being on YouTube and shit, I'm not gonna be that parent. So it's a little different for me. That's why I say it's a preference thing. There's some people who are gonna feel like, man, I don't want to be taking this kid to this and that when I'm 40 and all that. I'm gonna be tired. There's some people who really had the mind state of when they hit 30 years old or 40 that they're an old man or woman now. Like, as a man, I can't really speak on women because I'm not a woman, but for a man, you really hitting it. For the average man, you really hitting your prime in your 30s. You really hitting that. You feel me? Unless if you really just been busting your ass your whole life. Women, I get, yeah, women are a little more sensitive with that age thing because for obvious reasons, but if like it's a little different. Like, I'm not telling a woman to have a kid at no mother like fucking 40 years. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying 30, 33, 34. Like, there shouldn't be nothing wrong with that. But yeah, that's just how I personally view it. Like, I ain't gonna be, to me, I'm not gonna be old. I'm gonna be good by God's grace. I'm gonna still be here. So that's a up or a pro in why I think having a kid at 30 is actually decent. Or in your 30s is decent. Like I said, a con could be, yeah, maybe as if you're a woman, there's complications you have. Maybe if you have a kid at 36, 37, obviously you see, like I said, Nicki Minaj having a kid at 36, 37, baby was fine. Other people, a lot of them, baby is fine. But there's a lot of miscarriages at young ages too. I've seen a whole lot of them. So it really is a unfortunate situation. It's like this. It can run in your family, or maybe you're fighting with your significant other, or maybe you're just under a ton of stress that you haven't even dealt with, whatever that led to that miscarriage, And I'm sorry for those who, if you're watching this and you've been through that, I deeply apologize, man. I hope I hope y'all stay prayed up. God gonna bless y'all. But yeah, man, that's how I view it. I think people are just like, people are just so, I guess, caught up in, and here's another thing, like I heard somebody say having a baby and you don't even make $100,000 in this time is crazy. And I see what that person is saying. This is someone who's kind of leaning more towards having a kid at 30, in the 30s. And I see what they're saying, but like I said before, you're always going to go through some type of hardship. You're always going to go through something. It seemed like the people who have kids earlier, they like this with their kids. Even if they was struggling a little bit. Like, they wasn't struggling to put a roof over their head or nothing like that, but they was barely making ends meet. You had what you needed. You had these 2 shoes, these few clothes, and you had, sometimes we'll go get Wendy's. We had groceries here and there in the house, not all the time. You got to school and from school. You may have to walk sometimes. Whatever the case may be, it seemed like those families is like this. You feel me? The families who had 2 kids in the bed, 3 kids in the bed. You had this room for the girls, this room for the boys. it seems like those families is like this. So that's another. I feel like it's better together. I think it's more togetherness when they have kids early. And I'm gonna show y'all, some shit because I asked some people who I know who had kids early in their 20s and in their 30s. I'm gonna show y'all. Wait, hold on. Let me show y'all my man D-Lo, my boy D-Lo. Shout out D-Lo, man. So I hit him. I said, you think it's best having a kid in your 20s or 30s? It's for a video, whatever. And he said, realistically, if you're striving for a career, it's better for your 30s. If you just started at a young age, it's better for young. Wait, hold on. I can't read right now. Realistically, if you're striving for a career, it's better for your 30s. But if you started at a young age, it's better for young because you get it out the way and have a better grasp of how to move around having kids because your whole 20s were forced to live for them instead of yourself. So if you're career driven, which I am, content creator, career driven, in other aspects, it's better for you to have a kid if you're 30. If you have something you really been pushing that you by any means necessary, my nigga, I'm going to do this shit. By any means necessary, obviously without being a fucking weirdo, but I'm going to do this shit. Meaning, have a kid when you're 30. Then I said, but then he also said, having kids young is good because first of all, it gets it out the way and you're forced to live for other people instead of you, and you have a better grasp on how to move around having kids. You feel me? You get to, I guess, having a kid early, you know, it kind of, I guess it kind of puts you at a head start in certain shit, understanding certain shit. So that's where he was getting at, I think. Then, you know, I said, I heard you. You feel me? I think they both got their ups and downs. I personally just don't want to rush it. He said, yeah, it's definitely one of those situations where you don't want to rush it. Let it happen naturally. But in life, things happen. And at that point, you just adapt and step up. So meaning, that goes back to what I said. Let it happen naturally. But even when you let it happen naturally, now, oh yeah, it happened naturally, you know, we good, you know, she making this amount of money, I'm making this amount of money, it don't matter, or I'm making this amount of money, whatever the case may be, it's still going to be an issue. It's still going to be something that comes up. It's still going to be something that happens, you know. Everything ain't always about, it's not even just about the money, bro. You feel me? It's always going to be something. Life going to happen. And you just got to adapt to it, you know? So I think that's where he was aiming to. Ask his wife too, like just because they both parents. And they both had kids 20s and 30s. So it's like, I want to know from them, get their point of view on it. I'll show y'all what Jazz said. So I'm obviously going to cover their Instagrams though, because I don't think, not that I think they give a fuck, but just in case. I said, so yeah, you think it's best to have a kid in your 20s or 30s? She said, when you ready. But if I had to choose, late 20s. Up, and with that, late 20s, probably mid 20s, I think is 25, 26. Once you hit 27 through the rest is late 20s to me. 25, 26 is mid. Early 20s to me personally is 20 to 24. Mid 20s is 25, 26. Late 20s is 27 through 30 is obviously that. So she says she had to choose late 20s. Probably because in late 20s, you're approaching that age. Like, all right, you know, I kind of know myself a little better. I probably got more money. I'm more financially secure. And at this point, you know, me and this person been with each other for this amount of time. We know what we want. Because in late 20s, when you're dating somebody, you know what you want. You guys aren't going to still be dating if y'all not fulfilling certain things from each other. You know, that's your ideal person. You're not about to be with somebody 27 through 30 years old, someone who's clearly not for you. And you know if that motherfucker not for you at that age. Ain't no excuse at that age. So I said, okay, I'm asking for a video. And I know y'all had kids in both 20s and 30s. She said she had a kid at 21. And she said, was I ready? Hell no. And yeah, I know that. She told me she had a kid when she was 21. So I was like, yeah, you did it, whatever. I said, and this is where I say, yeah, y'all youngest will be turning 10 when I have my first. The youngest is 1, about to be 2. I think her birthday is in April. She said, stop it. You're going to wait till you marry. And then I also told her the reason why I say that, though, is like, I want that. Like, I wanted that family at that age. I really did. Like, I remember if y'all watched the podcast of me and he was like, I don't know why you want a relationship so bad. Relationships a whole lot on here because I always looked at a relationship. That's what everything at the end of the day come down to.
And that's what you want to have so much. You just want a great relationship. I know, God.
Dude. You want to have this family, like this shit so bad. You need to focus on you and yourself and what you got going on. You got a good thing going on right in front of your hands.
How old are you?
23.
You don't need no girl.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm just saying, just throwing that out there right now. 23, in college, healthy, got a job, saving money. Why would you need a girl? I always take that.
Nah. Even if it's not what you want it to be yet, it's going to get there. You had this shit going on for yourself. So why are you trying to put this on hold for that? And 9 times out of 10, you're gonna do it for someone who probably ain't even deserving of it. You still young. You don't even know what you want yet. Woo woo. You know, I was like, damn. You know. Cause I always wanted that family growing up. You know, I had my family, but I don't know most of my family. You know, I got my brother, my sister, my parents. You feel me? But I don't know most of my family. So it was just like, that's what the motherfucker was chasing. Instead of chasing his career, chasing his purpose. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to get that person before the shit popped off, before BamTime and Other Side of Bam, before the whole BamTime brand as a whole pops off. I wanted that person. You get what I'm saying? But he was all like, man, you focusing on that shit too much, man. Let that shit gonna come if it come. You feel me? Focus on this shit, you know? So that's just how I just took that advice and ran with it. So that's what I was telling her. I'm all like, man, I used to want that shit. But now I'm on some like, I'm not putting nobody above this program, nobody above what I'm doing. You feel me? For myself and my brand and everything. You know, obviously I don't got to get too specific. Like I said, like family member, like real family, people you consider family. Sometimes even with them, like I'm just, you know, I'm doing things for my loved ones. Don't get me wrong, but I got to over explain that shit. Y'all know what I'm saying. But yeah, nothing above what I'm doing. And it's just like, you know what? I get that. You feel me? I get that, especially with what you're doing. So that's, if you are in a position like that, as a man especially, that's when it's okay. You know what? I'm going to have a kid when I'm 30, 31. I don't mind having a kid when I'm 30, 31. And I saw somebody on Twitter, he said if he could redo it, he'd have a kid between 19 to 23. And people was going off. I'm like, 19 years old? You 1 year out of high school. You this, you that. You don't even know yourself at 19. You da-da-da-da. And I was thinking the same shit. I just wasn't about to comment and do all that extra shit. But yeah, I don't give a fuck with nobody. I would never deliberately say I want to have a kid at 19. I don't know what y'all got going on. It's just certain, you haven't, especially you an athlete. Unless if you, like Jason Tatum had a kid when he was, I think, 19 or 20 or some shit like that. He's Jason Tatum. He was at Duke. He was going to the NBA. He went top 5 pick in the draft. He's Jason Tatum. It's different. LeBron had a kid at 21. That's LeBron James. Feel me? It's a little different with certain people. So if you a regular person, and you had talking about you want to have a kid at 19, I just don't agree with that. You can do what you want. I just personally don't agree with it. Or deliberately try to have a kid at 19, whatever the case may be. I personally just don't agree with it. You can do what you want, but that's just, nah, that ain't me, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That you know, that shit, I couldn't do it. You know, I think people like me who are striving to do things, it's better to wait to have a kid. You know what I mean? But still keep that, still balance shit though. Still keep that, you know what, me and my son gonna do this, me and my daughter gonna do that. Cause some people, like, they really put off kids. And they hit 37, they like, shit, I want a kid now. And it's like, shit, you can still do it. You know, I ain't saying, like, when I say I'd rather have a kid when I'm 30 than right now, I ain't saying I want to have a kid when I'm 40. You feel me? Like, I ain't saying that. But, or women to have kids when because it's a little different for a woman. Because I don't got to push shit out. But it's a little different. But I'm just saying, like, me personally, everything I got going on, man, I'm going to lean towards the 30s. So, like I said, the pros of having a kid early, you get to relate to your kid a little more. You kind of, you were once their age a little, you were their age more recently than an older parent would have been. It gets it out the way. You know, it does teach you to live for other people and things like that. And yeah, but then the cons of it is a lot of people struggle. A lot of people aren't really are co-parenting, and co-parenting situations, from what I've personally have seen, aren't the best. Feel like they're just trapped. Feel like they didn't experience life. They just feel like they love their kid to death, but they just feel like maybe I should have waited. Like they're never gonna say it out loud, but that's how they feel. And in the pros of 30, you know yourself a little more. Probably more financially stable. Understand a little more. And you were able to chase that passion, that career, whatever. Cons, there's possible complications with pregnancy, even though that happens, even at young. I'm seeing so many young people having miscarriages, God forbid. Some people feel like they're too old. That's not even really a con. That's just like, if you feel like you old at 30, that's just a you thing. I wouldn't even call that a con, but let's just throw it in there, I guess. Some people feel like some people have the mindset of, I don't want to be taking somebody to basketball practice when I'm 40 something, or having to pick this kid up when I'm 40 something, feeling like doing all this extra running around when I'm 40. I want to already be done with that. And like I said, that's a con. That's going to be a con to a motherfucker who's 40 years old, but body looks like they're 80. That's just a con for y'all. That wouldn't be a con for me. And what other con? It's not really another con to it though. I don't think so. Y'all let me know in the comment section if you think that there's a con. But I just think, me personally, I gotta lean to the 30s. Just me personally, because I gotta get, because I'm gonna be honest, if I'm being so honest with y'all, I want BamTime to blow up and really impact people and make a career out of this shit. I ain't never gonna lie to you. I know the possibilities with this YouTube shit. I ain't gonna sit here and lie like everybody else. I know the possibilities with this YouTube shit, but I want a career out of this shit. Like, I'm really putting in work for this shit. I love this shit. You feel me? I love the fact that people see my videos and like fuck with them and feel like I'm helping them, or just, you feel me? I just like it. And I understand there's gonna be negative shit that come with it. A lot of it. You feel me? If I get to that point that I want to get, but I'm ready for it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I really, really love this shit. You know, like when basketball was #1, now this shit #1. Real shit. So, and I do this, and it's not even just for me. I got motivation. From bullshit I went through in the past, from bullshit that I've been through recently. You get what I'm saying? It's more like it's damn near that shit fueled me to even want to do this shit even more. You get what I'm saying? So I can't let nothing stop that. Nothing. And nobody can ever make me feel bad about that. Nobody. So yeah, kid, when I'm 30, you feel me? By God's grace, everything gonna be where I want it to be. It's never gonna be where you want it to be, actually, or things aren't always gonna be what you want them to be. But you know, that's why we keep going. Life would be too easy. Man, I ain't gonna get into that. I was gonna say a 50 Cent bar. What do you say? Death must be easy because life is hard. It'll leave you physically, emotionally, and mentally. Shout out 50. Yeah, man. If y'all like this video, y'all know what to do. Get at me on the next video. Also, comment down below videos you want to see me do. You get what I'm saying? Like, comment and let me know shit that you want to see me do. It makes the shit easier too. Like, instead of like, I'll cash app you $10. I'll cash app you $10. I swear, bro. If you comment down and I actually don't comment down, you know what? If you actually comment down an idea and I like it, I will send you $10. Even if I don't like it, I'll still send you 10 just because you participated. And when I say participate, I'm not saying do a video on, like, don't just say some random shit. I may not like the topic you said, but the fact that you commented some shit with some thought and effort, I will send you $10. Drop your Cash App and I will send you $10. It's only $10, but I'm sending you 10. It's a free 10 you weren't supposed to have. So look at it like that. Anyways, man, rest in peace to Kari, X, my grandma, both our grandmas, and I'm gone.